Topic 2, correlation. Correlation is the ability to match similar rock strata in different locations. Techniques we're going to use are compare the properties of rocks, like the rock color, its texture, composition, match the sequence of layers to different areas, or possibly use index fossils, fossils of organisms that existed for a relatively short period of time but can be found over a wide area. The directions say answer the questions to each part using the diagrams given. Each diagram shows layers of rock exposed in outcrops at 3 separate locations. In each diagram, the top layer is at the top of the diagram. No overturning has occurred. The type of rock that composes each layer is indicated, as well as any special features, fossils, so on. Place your answers in the spaces provided using the complete sentences. So the first thing what we're going to try to do is in these 3 different locations here, we can see that we have layers in a certain order. What I'm going to try to do is match up orders from one place to the other. So in this case, I see that I have a layer of conglomerate here, and conglomerate here, and sandstone here, and so on. Now, since I see that I have conglomerate and sandstone here, and I don't have conglomerate sandstone underneath there, what I'm going to do is infer that at one time, these 2 layers were actually part of the same deposit. And actually, even though these layers are far away from each other, if we could extend in between, what we could do is we could follow a layer of conglomerate all the way to this location and match it up with this layer. We'd find the same type of fossils in both of those, same age, and we could follow a layer of sandstone and go to location 2 and it would match up there. So I've matched up these 2 with each other like that. Next thing I'm going to do is see if I can match up things here. And what I notice is I do have conglomerate here and conglomerate here, but the conglomerate here has shales with fossils, and the conglomerate here has shale with fossils. So I'm going to match up these 2 like that. That if I were to walk the line from, let's say, from location 2 to location 3, I could follow a conglomerate layer all the way from one location. They'd have the same type of fossils because they're the same age. And then we'd have this shale layer, which I could follow with the fossils, which would match up with the shale layer over here. Okay, so one of the things that I can now establish is actually the relative ages of the different layers. And even before I start answering the questions that you see down below here, what we're going to do is we're going to number each one of these. So because the oldest is on the bottom, and I'm going to use the number 1 for the oldest, I'm going to put 1 here. This would be the first layer deposited. This would be the second layer deposited, the third, and then the fourth. Now, since this is the third layer deposited here, I know that this layer here is actually the same. I'm going to put a number 3 right there. This matches up with the 4th layer deposited. This is the 5th layer deposited, and this is the 6th layer deposited. Now, since this number 5 matches up with this over here, the shale with fossils matches up, this is a 5, this is a 6, this is a 7, and this is an 8. And right away, this allows me to tell a couple things. This is the oldest rock layer of all the locations. And this one over here, this is the youngest. Now, with that in mind, what I'd like you to do for homework is I'd like you to take a look at the questions down below here. And for homework, answer the questions and then send that work to me. Thank you very much, and good luck with that.